Actraiser, Actraiser, Actraiser. Alright. Hello, YouTube fans. Sorry, bed hair and shit like that. That's why I'm having the hoodie and shit like that. But hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown. I'm here to give my thoughts and my opinions. I could say reviewish, but I haven't really beaten the game. I basically need, let's see, two more levels left in the game. Of Actraiser for the Nintendo Switch. So this game got remade in 2021. I did not know this until this year. I didn't know this game existed until this year. I was on the Nintendo Switch. I got it on the Switch, and I saw it for sale. And I'm like, Actraiser, and I clicked on it, and then I see it, and I'm like, this is the game that I'm literally been wanting to play for like the longest time. Because I remember seeing the Let's Play on it from H.C. Bailey, and then I eventually stopped watching it, and then I watched it again not that long ago to while I was playing the remake, and I was just like, damn, I should have stuck watching that on Let's Play a long time ago, because the Let's Play is not that long. It's like 10 episodes. That shows how short the game is. And even in the remake, the game is short. It is longer because, well, they added new missions. And guess what? You don't have to do those new missions. You could just keep doing the story. And most likely you could probably beat the story. Probably not in the same amount of time, but let's just say the time from the original plus the time plus an extra time like the original. So it's like that. You know? For kind of loud, like, I would talk about how some people just talk shit about this game. It still got good ratings. It got 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. From what I'm playing right now, to be quite honest, I'd give this game an 8.5 out of 10. That's how much I enjoyed it. That's how much I like it. This originally, the original Actraiser was made by Enix, the people that made Dragon Quest. So there's a lot of good games from Enix, like Soul Blaze, or well, Soul Blazer, right? And what is it? What's that game called? Illusion of Gaia, I believe. And what's the other one? Terranigma. These are the games that should be remastered, Square. Now, I'll say this right now. The Switch version of Actraiser, I thought the art style was gonna pay homage to not the original, but I thought it was gonna do. You know how the remake of Dragon Quest 3 is gonna look like, kind of like what Live a Live looks like now. The remaster of Live a Live. You know that art style. I thought the game was gonna look like that. I think it would look tremendously beautiful if it did that art style. But it did do a different type of art style, which I don't mind. But so many people hated this art style in this remake. I don't get it. I don't get the hate. Oh, why are you using the Donkey Kong graphics? You know Donkey Kong Country? Those type of graphics, basically. Yeah, people talk shit about it. Now people talk shit about it. So when Donkey Kong does it, it's fine. But when Actraiser the remake does it, it's completely shit. That tells me, even if you play the original, that tells me that you just don't give a fuck about this game. You just don't. These are the people. It's funny. Sometimes there's always a group of people that will want a remake or a remaster of their game, and then when it comes out, they don't play it, or they just talk shit about it, or make fun of it, just because they don't like the way the developers decided to change things. It's not like they changed so much that it's like, oh my god, it's unrecognizable. No, it's not. It's still recognizable as the game of the Super Nintendo. I haven't played the Super Nintendo version, so I know some people would be like, "Oh, so what are you talking about? This is invalid." But I literally have seen clips of people review the original. All right, people praise the original as they should, but when you look at the remake is not that different. There's a few things that's different. You can even battle the same way as the original. And to be honest, I tried to battle like the original. That shit's clunky as fuck. I'm not looking forward to play the original if it's going to play like that. Clunky as shit. I don't like my fucking, I don't like my platforming games, especially if it's like platforming RPGs. I definitely don't like those type of games being like that. Clunky as fuck. Now I get why they made it like that, you know, but the remaster, the way they made the battle mechanics, I mean the battle system, for crying out loud, it's so fluent. Because if I go up here and I press the attack button, basically, the character, basically God, you can go like whatever direction you go. You just throw your sword there or throw your sword in the back of you. It's pretty cool. There could be enemies in the back of you. You could be like in the front of you, but you can still attack the enemy in the back of you, because if you go like this, you hit the enemy in the back of you. That shit's cool. That shit's dope. Your sword is a must in this game. There's so many games that I played that the sword is shit. Legend of Zelda, people. Legend of Zelda. I don't give a shit what no one says. The Legend of Zelda sword is shit. Alright? It is. It is. It's shit. It's always been shit. Oh, you just don't know how to play it. No, it's just always been shit. It's always been shit. I was suspecting the Legend of Zelda type of fighting style. I haven't played Breath of the Wild. I haven't played Legend of Zelda games since I was a fucking teenager. So, maybe they changed it. But the way Actraiser plays, the remake, the way the way that you swing your sword in that game, oh, that's pretty dope. That's fucking dope. I wish Link can do that with his sword. Feels fucking flexible, fluent, and everything like that, instead of kind of stiff. I don't know. Like the original, I guess, NES version, because you can. There's different settings. I love that they have different settings for this. And if you don't like the control system, guess what? You can change the control system. So you don't have to have A to be A. You can make that. You don't have to have the attack button, for example, to be A. You know, you don't need the jump button to be A. You know, or B, for example. I'm just showing examples here. So, and the one thing that I've heard some people that play the original that complain about this is the way that the character stands. If you're complaining how the character stand in the original and then comparing it to the remake, something's definitely fucking wrong with you. I am dead serious. If you wanted a remaster or remake of this game and you got it, and then you hated the way the art style is, and then you just kept nitpicking and talking shit about it, guess what? Guess what? Maybe this game is not for you. I hate to say that because you love the original, and I'm thinking that, hey, maybe you will like this one. Even, the thing is, even some people that did play the original played this game and they still love it. It's just that there's a small minority of people that fucking hate it because, oh, it's too long to beat. Oh, I'm sorry that they wanted to extend it, the fucking game time, because the original's fucking short as fuck. I'm dead serious. I've been watching it, me watching the Let's Play from H.C. Bailey's video, there's like 10 clips of it, and I'm looking at it like, okay, I can probably bench do that in a day. So you mean to tell me I could beat the original Actraiser in one day? That's fine. I don't mind games like that. But when you're complaining for the remake that it's like, oh, I can't beat it in one day, well, that's, wow. Too fucking bad. Too fucking bad. You could probably still beat this game in one day anyways. You know? Now, there is flaws with the remake. There is. Not to say there's not a lot of dialogue. I mean, there is a lot of dialogue, but it's an RPG. You playing an RPG that has a lot of dialogue in it. No shit, you're gonna be like, oh my god, there's so many dialogue. No shit. It's an RPG. Okay? The original wasn't an RPG. Yes, it was. It's just did it differently. If you don't know the history of this game, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, you know the history of this game, but you didn't play the original? Yes, because I've done my research before I fucking did this video, because that's what I do. Dumb motherfucker. Dumbass piece of shit. It's literally like it's literally like one of the freaking people from Mr. H's group saying that, oh, you know, a carbon person, a dark-skinned person can't live under the sea. It's the ocean, you dumb motherfucker. That's like saying, oh, Superman can't be black. It's fucking space. Oh, so everything needs to be white for you, right? Whitewashing piece of shit, motherfucker. Seriously. That's why I don't have a problem with Ariel being what? A sister. It doesn't matter. As long as the character's right. But if you have a complaint about that, then guess what? You're subconsciously racist. You dumb motherfucker, and you don't know it. You're racist. You're racist. You're racist, and you're dumb motherfucker. Alright? I'm not going to be like these other people that, oh, you're racist and misogynist. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you subconsciously are fucking stupid and subconsciously racist because you literally saying that, oh, these people can't be this. Oh, but a white person can fucking... a white person could be a king, but a black person should be a slave, right? A colored person should be a slave? Oh, but that's why I have a problem with some fucking people. With some people like fucking... People that are like Mr. H. The thing is, I'm getting on a tangent here, and I shouldn't. But, for example, the stuff with Mr. H, what they're doing with the Super Mario Brothers, talking shit about, Grace, with the Super Mario Brothers stuff, I agree with that. But once it comes to talking shit about my people, because you think that my people can't be this, that's subconsciously racist. Okay? Because you don't know your fucking goddamn history in this fucking goddamn planet, or you decide to refuse to just fucking lie to people who the fuck the original people are in this planet. That shit fucking pisses me off. Go fuck yourself. Alright? Because people like that is the reason why shit is going to change in this planet, and people like that are not going to fucking live here on this planet anymore. Fuck you. So, get on a tangent with that. Let's go back to this review. Let's get back to this video. Because that shit is bullshit. And I do want to point that out too. That kind of goes with these people that love the original, but hate the remake. The remake got a 7 out of 10 and 8 out of 10. What were you suspecting with the original guy? I doubt the original got a 9 out of 10. Maybe for you it got a 9 out of 10. But at the time, it probably didn't get an 8 out of 10. I mean, a 9 out of 10. Probably got an 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. Or maybe close to 8.5 out of 10, which I gave the game. I know I'm not done with the game, but I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10. I'm almost done with it anyways. I got 2 more places to visit. And then post-game, you have 1 more area to visit too, which I like. I like that there's 1 more area you get after post-game. Because in the original, guess what? Once you beat the game, that was it. And that's fine too, but sometimes I like to have a little bit more. That's how I like about my games, alright? I want a little bit more for my games. Because I'll tell you this, if I play the original Actraiser, and I couldn't control my people, not control them as like, or I would like to, look, the original Actraiser didn't have legendary heroes. The remake does. There's like probably 4 or 5 legendary heroes. I'm going to call them like the Warriors of Light, basically. That's what they are. There's not 4 Heroes of Light. There's probably like 6 or 5 Heroes of Light. 6, right? That makes sense because there's 6 places to visit. So there's 6 Warriors of Light. I thought these characters are fine. Obviously, I haven't got to the other 2 ones, so there's 4 that I have right now. And the characters, the warriors that you have with them, you care about them a little bit, you know, and you care about some of the people that you're making civilizations to for kind of loud. Like, there's certain things in this game that you do care about, but then the game takes it back, kind of like in the original, and you're like, what's the fucking point? For example, there's a guy that you can save in the sand, but if you save him, he has the plague. And if you bring him there, bring him back to your place, guess what? All your people get the plague. But he has something. He has like a little music thing, a thing that makes music, like a harp, basically. And it's for the other town that you just left, that you just build, is to calm the people down from fighting. So I'm like, okay, it looks like I'm not going to calm my people down from fighting because I didn't rescue him. The game is like, yeah, he died, but we found this. Now I can use it for the other stage. And I'm like, now I can use it for the other people that are fighting with each other. And I'm all like, so what's the... You guys maybe felt this emotion for this character that died, and I didn't help him around this time. Didn't help him in time. And then you took it back saying that, it doesn't, it's fine. Yeah, he died, but still, we're gonna give you that prize anyways. You see, nothing really did happen. That's not how real life works. That's not a consequence. Because I know they do that in the original, and the original does take it back too. They'd be like, oh, you thought, but we're still gonna let you proceed. You see, this is why I have a problem with the remake and the original. Because I can see it from the original, I haven't fucking goddamn played it. When you do something in the game, I'm not saying that it doesn't stay or anything like that, but I'm talking about story elements, like little side story elements that they do in the game. Like I just told you with the sand thing, that was stupid. I told my friend about that, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And I still got the plague. People still got sick. I got the harp, and then later on, people still got sick. So even if I didn't bring the guy, that still would have happened. I still would have gotten the harp, and people still would have gotten sick. So what's the point of not of doing that little side thing if it's just going to happen to your people anyways? Maybe the guy should have never been in the desert to begin with. You know? Shit like that. Shit like that. Alright? Now, there is a part where there's a character that's like, oh, rain down on the temple and stuff like that. And if you don't do it, they die. They really do die. And you kind of feel sorry and all that. And they never will come back. There are stuff that are like that. Like in the beginning of the game, there's a character that's the thing. When you start a civilization, you start with a man and a woman, Adam and Eve. You see? And then in the beginning of the game, spoiler if you haven't played this game, but this game came out in 2021. And I recently found out this game came out. I recently found out this year this game came out in 2021. And I was upset. Because I've been, again, going back, I was waiting for a remaster or remake of this game for a very long time. Very long time. And the fact that we got it and Square Enix barely promoted it is bullshit. But the fact that this game got 8 out of 10 and 7 out of 10 and Square Enix barely promoted it says a lot of how much people love this game. Okay? That's why I have a problem with modern Square Enix. They want to make franchises, they want to make new shit. But when you have a franchise that you can make new shit in it, you don't promote it, you don't advertise it for it, you don't give it the Final Fantasy treatment or the Kingdom Hearts treatment. You just be like, oh, people should know this, so they should buy it. And it's like, I didn't even know this game existed until this year. That's fucking sad, Square. I literally had to go to the Switch store because it was on sale. The fuck is that bullshit? And there's no physical copy of this game. It's all digital. Make a physical copy of this game. I wanted a physical copy of this game. And no, it's just digital. Maybe, hey, sometimes when you do buy a game digital, it eventually becomes physical. That's what I've noticed that. So, they might just do that. You know? So, again, I want to go back to the people that hate this game. Because the things that they talk shit about is fucking hilarious, in my opinion, and don't need to be complained about. Like, for example, I pointed out that, earlier I did point out that someone complained about how the character is holding his sword. At first he's like this, and then when you run in the original, he's still holding his sword. But when he's running in the remake, he's putting it down like Cloud and just running. And the guy's like, oh, what a pussy and shit like that. And I'm over here like, if you have such a problem with it, you make the game. You make it. You make it. Or better yet, just play the original. The original's there. You dumb motherfucker. Seriously. If you're complaining that much about the remake of Actraiser, then just stick with the original. It's there. It is. It's there. And if you complain that, oh, I wish they had this in the original Actraiser, and then the remake has it, don't fucking complain about it. So, the flaws with this game, I pointed out some flaws, but another flaw with this game is that it starts out slow. And I know the people that play the original hate that shit. They hate it. The people that play the original hate this shit. And And that's one of the reasons why they stopped playing this game, and that's probably one of the reasons why they talk shit about this game. I'll tell you this right now. That is no reason for you to talk shit about a game and disown it just because it takes too long to start. Just saying. Just saying. And look, this is coming from a person that felt the same way. It did take long to start. It did. But guess what? Sometimes when the game didn't act like when the game didn't continue on, it was mostly because you didn't went to the temple. Or it was mostly because the little notification that shows on the bottom of the screen of the shit you need to do to progress, probably you didn't pay attention to it, boo-boo. Alright? Because when I thought that, the story wasn't progressing, I had to went to the temple or do some side stuff before the story could continue. Stupid fucking concept. Stupid fucking concept. Now, the one thing, too, that I kind of do agree with the people that do complain with the remake is that, in the remake, the missions that you do is, the stuff that you do with the story is mission-based. It doesn't happen automatically. Sometimes it does. Some things do. Like, you're talking to people and things just happen. And when you're about to do something, you just get... people just talk right over you, which sometimes is a bother because you're just like, yo, what the fuck? But the remake was like that too. The original was like that too. Every time you do something automatically, you just were like, hey, can you do this and that? Then you fast forward it. I'm sorry from H.C. Bailey's video. H.C. Bailey went to the temple. He did a whole bunch of shit. Then they were talking to him. When I saw that shit, I'm like, well, that could probably get annoying. And I'm sure it is. But if it's annoying in the remake, it's probably annoying in the original. Most likely. Because if I'm looking at clips of it and I'm looking at it and I'm like, that looks terrible. That's rough. You see, the reason I mention some of this stuff is because sometimes we get so caught up with nostalgia and we get so caught up with what we played as a kid, and then when we play the remake or the remaster, we talk shit so much with it. Look at Mario 64 for the DS. Yeah, the camera's bad and maybe the controls are not the best, but everything in the game is to me, Super Mario 64 on the DS is the definitive 64 Mario game for you to play. Originally, it was supposed to be a Yoshi game anyway, so to me, that is Yoshi's game. It's not Mario's game, it's Yoshi's game. Originally, it's supposed to be Yoshi, but they made it to Mario, but we still got that Yoshi game that Nintendo wanted, but they put it on the 3D, on the, not the 3DS, the regular DS. The only problem is that you need to fight Bowser with Mario, and I'm just like, you can switch hats with Yoshi. Can I just switch hats with Yoshi as Mario and go fight him? No, apparently the game figures out that, no, you have to be Mario. Sorry, Yoshi, just as Mario. It's like, fuck you, game. Fuck you. Seriously, like, I give a fuck what you think. Seriously. Shit like that. Shit like that I don't care for. Seriously. Because the player should have the freedom to, especially if you emphasizing that the player should have freedom all the time. I'm talking about with Mario 64 in general. So, going back, I think the gameplay is fine. The sprite walk and all that, because they took homage to Donkey Kong Country, those type of graphics, and I love the Donkey Kong Country graphics. I love it. But there's so many people that talk shit about the graphics, and I'm just like, why are you talking shit about the graphics? Oh, hold on. It's okay if Donkey Kong Country does it, but once another game does it, you want to talk shit about it? Is it come to the point that, that Donkey Kong graphic, that Donkey Kong Country graphics, yeah, those don't hold up anymore. They're shit. So maybe we should not look at the Donkey Kong Country series as great anymore then. Since you say the graphics sucks. Oh, but it's a good game. No. You say the graphics sucks, right? So automatically that automatically tells me that you think the game is shit. Because you're paying attention to the graphics. And not the gameplay and the music. The gameplay in The remake of Actraiser is fucking good. You can listen to the original also, which the original soundtrack is amazing too. Even the people that hate this game, which is, there's no reason to hate this game. The fact that I got 7 out of 10 and 8 out of 10 says a lot. And it just proves that the people that talk shit about this game, even for the people that play the original that talk shit about the remake, just shows that, hey, it did good. More than I can say with Final Fantasy VII Remake. You see, there's a difference between the Final Fantasy VII reboot and the Actraiser remake / remaster. Because it does the same thing as the original, it's just that it adapts it to modern takes, and it changes a few things that the player will have. And it has certain things that, hey, if you don't like those certain things, you can change it. They should have done that with the original, with the remake, the remaster of Final Fantasy VII Remake. But, they decided to do a whole different route. A whole different route. I don't even have to talk about that shit, because you guys know. Alright? So, in Actraiser is basically, what if Castlevania and SimCity had a baby? But that's what basically it is. Now, it's not exactly like SimCity. You're not looking at taxes. You're not looking at your money to see how you could do the structures and all that. No, you can construct whatever you want at. In my opinion. Now, there are certain places that you probably can't place your buildings at and your people at. Like, for example, the rivers. Don't do it in the river, at least not until you get bridges. Yeah, when the game tells you to do it, or when you get an upgrade, just do it. And that's what the remake kind of does, which is kind of like a flaw too, because in the original, you could just do shit without any interruptions of the game saying that now you could do this. Even though the game said, okay, when you level up in the original, it's basically like, hey, now you could do this. But this one is like, hey, you could do this when we tell you. Pick your poison. I know a lot of people that play the original hate that. And to be honest, it's not like I don't dislike it either, but I can deal with it. Because I played other RPGs that do the same thing. Look, when Square says something that bringing to a modern thing, that tells me right there that they don't know shit about the game sometimes. It just depends what it is. The fact that this game didn't come out, I don't know, a 4 out of 10 is very surprising. It just shows that the small group that they had actually cared for the original. Because if this was in-house, I guarantee you this game would have sucked. If this was in-house of Square Enix, like Square, it would have sucked. Not if the Enix side of things was like, no, we made the original, let us make the remake. You guys don't make your Enix, your Square side doesn't make Dragon Quest games, so why the fuck should we make Final Fantasy games? Seriously. So, and the reason I know some people might be like, I thought you said you would never buy Square Enix games anymore. Now, if it's not Dragon Quest, or now if it's supporting old games like Live a Live, and supporting NX games that never saw the light of day here in America, or people never played it a lot. The fact that the original Actraiser is not in the Super Nintendo digital thing is bullshit. Maybe it is, but you need to pay for it to get more of the expansion and all that. I don't care for that. Like, I give a fuck. I'm paying for Netflix and all that shit, and Disney Plus. You think I'm going to pay monthly for a fucking video game for subscription? Like, if it was like $5 a month, then okay, cool. But I doubt that it is. From Nintendo, hell no. Hell no. I've seen those prices that Nintendo puts. Hell no. Because they think their old games is like fine wine and shit like that. Actually, no. They don't think their old games is fine wine because they don't give a fuck about their old games. Because if they did, all of those old games would be for free to play right now. And I can understand and understand having your GameCube games and your Wii games being paid prescriptions, but everything else being not. You know? I can understand those. Why? Because they still, in a way, modern. I know they're retro, but they're still modern in a sense, basically. They're not like past past 90s and 80s, you know? Eventually the GameCube should be free. All those games should be free in a package eventually. And then the Wii should just be a paid prescription of those games, in my opinion. But once you have one paid prescription type thing, it's not really worth it, you know? So that's why Nintendo did what they did with this shit. So, and the thing is, they can get away with it because they have the most likable system of all time. That's the thing. When you have the most likable system of all time and people want it, these companies can do what the fuck they want with it, and you will still smile and fucking buy it because it's on the best system of all time, and they can fucking make it shit, and you still will be like, "Thank you, sir. Can I have another?" At least I don't do that. Fuck that shit. Getting sidetracked with the Nintendo stuff, but I just had to mention that stuff, guys. I'm sorry. So going back to Actraiser, I love the boss fights in this game. The boss fights are fucking great. And the thing is, too, like I pointed out, in the original, there's not really mission base. Like, you go to your temple, and then there's, like, mission bases. And in the remaster, there is mission base. So you go to your temple, and you do different objectives and all that. I like that. I do. It gives you more reason to level up your characters. I mean, you and your little Cupid character, which is technically you at the same time also because you're playing as him. He looks like a she, but it's actually a he, and you can dress him up into like a devil. I wish the sprite changed, you know, but I feel like when we do get a physical version of that game, I think they would make a few changes to add for the people that will get it. Because developers know that, hey, if we're going to make a physical copy of the digital version, we need to add a little bit more for the price tag. Now, this game was not expensive. This game is probably like 30, probably $20 now, $29 or $28. I got this game for like $18 because it was on sale. And that 3-day sale that Nintendo had is probably over now. But still, the original price tag from the Switch is like $27. That's still not bad. That's still not bad. I don't think this game came out for for $80 or $60. I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. Not because the way the game plays and all that, or the way the graphics look. No, I'm not saying that. It's just that I don't feel like Square Enix will actually be like, oh yeah, $60 for this game. No, I don't think so. You know? I don't think they would do that. Because if it was like, because they know The World Ends With You will become a franchise. That's why they made the second game like $60. Because they know that's going to be a franchise. They just look. Technically, The World Ends With You is a franchise. It made money. It's just that Square Enix has this mindset of like, if it doesn't make as much money as we want to, it's failed. They thought of the same thing with Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, and look what happened. Now they're looking at Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, and they're scrambling of how to refix it. Because they're paying attention more of how to make more money instead of making the game good. And this game is good. Again, I wish I had a physical copy so I could show you it, but this game is good. The remake of Actraiser is really good. I highly recommend it. There's 2 types of gameplay styles. Actually, 3. There's 3 types of different gameplay styles in this game. In the original, there was 2. But in this one, there was 3. One, a side-scrolling platformer. The other one is a sim, a god sim. And the third one is a tower defense game. When you have your heroes, of light in each area. You have to eventually, and also a mission based too, with story and side stuff sometimes, that you have to fight a horde of enemies to make sure they don't just destroy your temple, which is pretty dope. I like that. When you look at it in a spiritual enlightenment way, oh, it's fucking amazing. It's pure genius. Reason why this game got 7 and 8 out of 10, because when these games and movies crack to the core of subconscious spiritually, it makes money. What do you think the Mario movie made money? What do you think the Star Wars movie made money? Why do you think the MCU made money? It's because in a subconscious way, we know exactly how this planet is. Including to these fucking people that pretend that all this fantasy stuff is not real. But you want to pay bills and all that shit, and you think that's real. No, paying bills is the fucking fantasy, motherfucker. Seriously. Whoa, what are you smoking? No, what are you doing? Are you meditating with the planet? If not, then go fuck yourself. You're just gonna die off. You're just gonna die off. You're just gonna die off. Because you're not evolving and you're not growing. That's what's happening to the planet right now. I don't care if you like it or not, or you don't want to hear it. Alright, too fucking bad. You come to this channel, that's where you're going to get the truth. And if you don't want to hear that shit, well, go ahead. Hear a whole bunch of lies that you want to hear, and then die for it. Go ahead, because I don't give a fuck. At that point, you deserve to die. You deserve to die, because you're that ignorant and that fucking retarded and dumb. You're that fucking stupid. You don't at that point you don't deserve the air I breathe. I don't care who you are. Alright? To me, at that point you just compare to a fucking pedophile. Because you just don't care. If you don't care about protecting yourself and the planet, then I don't give a fuck about you. I really don't. I could care less about you. Seriously. You could die tomorrow and I'll fucking dance in your grave and piss on it. That's how much I don't give a fuck about you. Alright? Just let me know, and I'll tell your parents it's what he wanted. It's what she wanted. Or I'll probably just dress up as the Grim Reaper in your funeral. That'd be good too. So it's what she wanted and he wanted. But moving on, yo, that would be hilarious, you know. So moving on, I'll say this: the battle mechanics of what is it, the tower defense type of style. I have never been a fan of tower defense games. I haven't. I played some of them that are cool, that are nice, but I played some of them that do the same shit, the ones that I point out that are good and nice. And I'm just like, why are you redoing the same shit as something else? You know how things get popular and people just reuse it and never make nothing new or adapt to it, they just copy? And you're like, what the fuck? And then it's like, oh, certain characters can do this. And I'm just like, how about I can select a character to do a whole bunch of multiple things instead of just one fucking goddamn thing? I don't know. That's just me as a player. That's just me as a gamer. But whatever, right? What fucking ever. So, but the tower defense games in this game are fun and good and actually puts you the edge on your seat, because there's certain enemies that you can't defeat with either water, rain, thunder, or an earthquake, for example. Sometimes you might need to use the sun to kill them off. Sometimes you might need to use the wind to kill them off, or even rain in general, because they're fiery enemies. Like there's enemies that are like firebirds and all that, like freaking phoenixes that are destroying your shit. The thing is too, some of those enemies go straight to your crops, because the crops in your game help you to get magic and put your health up. And some people find that annoying, but it was in the original anyways. The only difference is it never showed the items on top of it. It never showed the items, but in the remake it does. That's the only difference. And you don't have to pick those up. But I understand how people, I need to pick those up because they're there and it's a thing that's in me. Yeah, I know. That's how it is. When things pop up in a game, you have to pick it up. When something shiny pops up in a game or in real life, you have to pick it up. Sorry that the developers put something that is accurate to everyone that they do in real life. And plus, it's fun to pick them up anyways. Even if you have enough HP and magic, it's still fun to pick those items up. You know? And you could destroy so many things in this game. You could destroy your own village if you wanted to. I bet you anything, because in the remake, in the original, I saw a video that someone did like a passive run decided to just destroy a lot of shit, and they still came out with a good ending. So there's not multiple endings to this game. So anything that you do to your civilization, you probably will get a game over a few times, but overall, you probably will make it. There's just certain criteria that the game wants you to do. Like, the game really wants you, at least in the remaster version, they really want you to reach that popularization. You know, in the original, you have a choice to reach that. You didn't have to reach that, and I'm sure there's a choice here too in the remake. But this game came out like 3 years ago, so it's gonna take a while for people to break down the remake slash remaster to literally see how this game really functions. Is it really going to be like more the original or not? And there's a YouTuber out there that talks shit about this game for 7 hours. 7 hours. 7 fucking hours. Are you talking shit about the original? I mean, not the original, the remaster slash remake of Actraiser. Oh, I just have a lot to say. Sounds like you have nothing to say and you just want to talk shit. How can you talk bad about a game for 7 fucking hours? I'm sorry, you can't. You can't. You don't have that much material to do with, you dumb motherfucking piece of shit. You're wasting people's time. This is not a fucking Bobby Hemmett video when he's giving you knowledge and how freaking these Saxons people act. Shit. I'm giving you like a fucking history lesson about you and your people. The true history about our people. Because, some white man is going to be like, but you guys used to be slaves, right? Yeah, that's what you want, right? That's what you want? Oh no! How can you say that to me? No, shut the fuck up. You know exactly what our true history is. You just don't want to say shit. Seriously. I just had to bring that out because I'm just tired of people. Like, I'm just tired of the ignorancy. And the thing is, I probably wouldn't point this shit out if it wasn't for the ignorancy of fucking people with this remaster. Because this remaster is not bad. Again, I haven't played the original, but from what I've seen for the original, it's not that different. What? The beginning is kind of slow, but everything else is fine after that. Oh, you don't want to do the was it the tower defense stuff? Guess what? You can skip it. They made an update. They made an update last year for you to skip that shit. You don't have to do it. Congratulations! Congratulations! You know why those tower defense games are there? To level up your Warrior of Light. Not you, but your Warrior of Light. That's the best thing about this game in the original. To level up your character, you have to make your civilization really good. And that's why sometimes the game wants you to reach max popularization. Why? Because you become really good and a badass and you can fight really good. In the segments that are side-scrolling, basically. And you're doing those platformings, like Super Mario Brothers, basically. So, that's pretty dope. I like that. And I've always liked that in the original, and the fact that they expanded a little bit with the remake slash remaster is great, in my opinion. I think it's great, and it's more fun in my opinion. I think it's more engaging to be a part of your civilization with these warrior light characters instead of just looking at them and then stopping. Look, I know a lot of people complain about you closing the gate because in the original, your people close the gate. You know, in the remaster version, remake, is like, oh, you're gonna go in these gates and destroy them, but they last for like 30 seconds or some shit like that, or not even a minute. You know, but I don't mind that. Some people might be like, oh, it doesn't have to be there. I can take it and leave it, yes, but at least you go there and destroy it, and it breaks the monotony of you being in that fucking simulation mode. You know, sometimes you just want to break the monotony of being in that simulation mode. I would probably feel the same way in the original. You know, because when I look at the original, I'm just like, I probably won't feel as much greatness from the original because I'm not getting engaged with, oh, I don't know, the village people. Oh, you engaging them? No, I'm just doing their fucking bidding because they can't do it themselves. And the thing is too, when you beat this game, your people, your children are basically like, we don't need you anymore. And to be honest, that's not a bad thing. You did your job. You did your job. As a parent, like, I'm not a parent, but if you were a parent and you took care of your kids and now they don't need you anymore, that should tell you did a good job. The way this game ends is basically like, oh yeah, no, everyone forgot about God because they don't need him anymore or need her anymore. It's true. Now these people can focus on themselves and realize who they are. That they are gods and goddesses, technically titans. Because when they put, that's the thing, when they say God or master, because they can't say God, when they say, they could say in this era, but back in the NES days, Super Nintendo days, they couldn't in NES, but, technically, look, if we look at, I know a lot of people point out the Greek stuff with this game, but to be honest, technically you're playing as a titan. You're not playing as a god, you're playing as a titan. Alright? The gods are the people that you put in the game. Yes. Alright? So, that's why in the United States version, they, trust me, guys, when games come to the United States, especially movies, they change a few things to make it for the United States. Not because, oh, we're dumb Americans and all of that. No. It's because there's certain things in this realm that are, that's why, again, going back, that's why these superhero movies made money. That's why Harry Potter made money and stuff like that. It's because it's a subconscious thing that we all know about. That's why it made money. And people want to deny it, go ahead and deny it. But when shit makes money, it's because it's a subconscious thing that we know that that shit is true. If not, then it wouldn't have made no money. So why we watching this shit? Why we watching this shit? Why we playing this shit? Oh, because we like it. Yeah, because in subconscious mind, you know the truth. You guys are not thinking right now, or you guys are not copying what I'm saying here, are you? Meaning that what you're playing, and if it resonates with you or you like it, guess what? It's because it's a subconscious thing, man. That's it. People want to nitpick and pick at it, and I'm just like, why are you picking at it? Because you're confused. And you want to pick at it because, again, you're confused and you think it's something else that it's not. It's so stupid. People act like that. And they act like that with this game, too. You do. The people that play the original and hate this remaster, I don't see it. I think you guys just want to hate just because of hating. This is not a Final Fantasy VII Remake scenario. A reboot. It's not. It's not. So, the people that play the original and hate the remaster and remake, maybe you never liked the original to begin with. And maybe you just told yourself you liked it. Because everyone around you actually did liked it. Going back, this game got an 8/7 out of 10. So, obviously, it did something right. Let me look at the original Actraiser. Let's see. Let's see how many stars that one got compared to the remake. Because I've seen what the remake score got. Hold on. Actraiser. There we go. Let's see. Actraiser, Super NES. So this one got a eBay. Well, eBay's not really reliable when it comes to grading stuff, but eBay eBay gave this game a 4.9 out of 5. Well, actually, that's not bad if you're talking about with fives, but if you go talk about with tens, good God. So yeah, this game got 5 stars. You know, 4.3 and all that. So when you talk about with 5 stars, okay, but what's the point? That's the thing. Hold on, let me. That's weird. You with the remaster, you make it a 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, but with the original, you make it a 4 out of 5. Does that make sense? Oh, the rating system was different back then. Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck about your rating system. Seriously. You're just confusing people at this point. You know? Pick something. Pick a rating system, dumbass. Seriously. Let's see, let's see. Rating. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, so the original did a guy a 9 out of 10. And so did, yeah, the original got a 9 out of 10. Which, I mean, and I still would say the original is 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. I don't know why the original got a 9 out of 10. Why? Why? I mean, it's a good game. It's a great game. And I still highly recommend playing it, the original or the remastered version. But, so you mean to tell me the remaster got an 8 or 7 out of 10 mainly because what? The beginning was rough for you? Sounds like you want to complain. Sounds like you can't go through dialogue without you talking shit like a little bitch. Sounds like you can't play Metal Gear Solid with all those cutscenes and all that dialogue. Oh, I could play that. Oh, so wait. You mean to tell me now that you can listen to dialogue if it's a long period of time, but if you have to read it, oh, it's too much for you. Oh, I don't want to read. Yeah, and that's the problem with you. That's why you don't learn. That's why your knowledge does not grow after you leave school, because you just want to stop learning. Yep, that's all I know. I don't have to learn anything else. And then you're doomed to repeat the same mistakes that your founding fathers did. And then you're gonna wonder why the fuck you got killed off. Or got fucking smacked over the head, and people told you to fuck off. You know? And that's how I feel with the people that hate this game. You know? Especially for the people that love and adore the original. Please, guys, calm down. Calm the fuck down. Like, going back, it's a childhood game, I get it. There's plenty of games that are my childhood games too. You know? But, guess what? I played Mario 64 as a kid, and then when I played it on the DS, like, I played it more on the DS as a kid. Not to say I never played it on the N64. I never owned the N64, but I knew people that did, and I played it a little bit. But overall, I never once the DS version came out, I wasn't pissed. I was like, oh shit, Yoshi, hell yeah! Everyone thought that shit was dope. Everyone wanted to play that game around that time. You couldn't stop talking about it. It was like Mario Hoops 3-on-3. People were like, oh shit, there's Final Fantasy characters in here. Awesome. You know, it didn't grasp that there were Final Fantasy characters in there until I saw Mog. You know, it was hilarious. But and then I saw the Square Enix logo, and I'm like, the fuck did I miss here? But that's it, guys. That's it. Actraiser the remaster version / remake on the Switch. It's on PlayStation 5. On PlayStation 4. It will be on PlayStation 5 eventually. I saw it on the listing thing. It's not out yet, but it will come out eventually if you do want to get on PS5. So, I am planning to do, not a Let's Play, but just playing series about this game. Since I am doing one with Water Final Fantasy, I'm not done with that yet, and I haven't done a video for it. I'm sorry, but I'm just doing these videos. So, that's really it. Tell me what you guys think about Actraiser. I enjoy the boss fights. Again, I'm not done with the game, but I got like 2 levels left done. So basically, I'm almost done. And I know what the game already has to offer. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. If you know what the game has to offer, and you can talk about it before you beat it, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. You know? So, I'll probably do a proper review about this, maybe later on. But, hey, if not, then not. That's fine. I'll probably do a proper review about it when I, quote-unquote, let's play it. I'm not really let's playing, I'm just going through it and just playing with it. You know, playing with the game and just going through it with commentary and all that. And if you guys watch it, cool, thank you. And I thank you guys for watching my my commentary on the gameplay and the story with World of Final Fantasy, you know, the playlist and all when I was playing the game. There was a playlist if you want to look at it and stuff like that if you knew. So that's really it. I haven't seen no videos about Actraiser here in 2023, so I decided to make one. I think Actraiser, the remaster for the Switch and the PlayStation, should be talked about more. And I think people should play this game more. It does. This game is good. There's a start out rough. Yes, it does. But I guarantee you, if you stick with it, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have fun building. You're gonna have fun doing some of the missions. You're gonna even have fun with the tower-based game. Even if you might not, even if you don't like it, guess what? You can skip it. You can skip it. You can skip it. I don't know if you will get those experience, but you tell me. I haven't skipped it. I just decided to just do those to level up my warrior of light characters, because every time you do those tower defense games, you need them to be in a good level, because the tower defense games, even on easy mode, will kick your ass if you don't know what you're doing. Right? I died. No, actually, no. I died twice on easy mode. I played this game on easy. And I died twice. The reason I played on easy mode is because on the original mode, on normal mode, you die 5 times, it's over. On a higher difficulty, you die 3 times, it's over. So, knowing that I do die a lot in these type of games, because I'm not a good platformer guy. I'm more of an RPG guy. You know? Not to say I never used to be good at platformers. I used to be really good at platformers. And then one day, I played New Super Mario Brothers on the DS one day, and I started sucking. I used to be so good at that game. Then I started to suck. That's what happens when you stop playing platforming games, guys. You start sucking. Platforming, I started noticing over time that platforming games is those type of games that if you don't keep playing them, you're going to start sucking at them. And that's not good. That's not good. A game should never be like that. It should never be like that. A game should be a pick up and play anytime you go. It should not be something like Cuphead. Cuphead is different, because Cuphead is like for hardcore gamers. And you know what you're getting into when you're playing Cuphead, you know? But if Super Mario Brothers was like that, people will be like, this is too much. No, I don't want this shit. And it's true. Super Mario Brothers should not be like that, because that's not what the goal is about for Super Mario Brothers. You know? Now if they made a separate game of Super Mario Brothers and they titled it for super players, that's different. And they have done that before. You know? For the people that beat Super Mario Brothers, the first game, like nothing, well, here's a game for you that is for super players, you know? So, Nintendo has done those before, you know? And I don't mind them doing that, you know? Because at least it gives you curiosity of like, hey, maybe I should try it out, see how I would do, you know? I played Super Mario Brothers 2, The Lost Levels, and I got in pretty far, but not far enough to be like, yeah, I'm almost beating the game. I probably stopped at 4, Ward 4, Ward 5, you know? So, yeah, I know, eventually I did beat the original Super Mario Brothers game not that long ago, but, which is cool. But anyways, getting sidetracked again. I still enjoyed this game. I like it very much. In a spiritual enlightenment way, this game is fucking phenomenal, really fucking awesome and good. Even in the original, I would still say it's fucking amazing, freaking awesome and good. Now, if they do, when Square Enix, when you do re-release this game in physical copy, have two options to play the original and the remaster, please, because I would love for this game to have a physical copy that you could play the original and the remake. I would love that. I would love that. And for the people that talk shit about the remake, can play the original, can buy this game and play the original on the go. Why not? And plus you will have the original players there too, and you have the people that you just got that play the remaster / remake, and you got them there too. You got two prices of one, and you get more bang for your buck if you do that. And I don't mind playing the original Actraiser on the remaster version in a different art style and all that. You know, imagine they did Actraiser with the original art style, but the art style is what you see in Live and Live. Oh my god! Oh, the lighting. Oh my god, that's the thing. The lighting that they took advantage of is just amazing, man. It's just beautiful. That's why I wish that this game had that art style. Because I guarantee you, the people that hated this game will say. I guarantee you, though, that the people that play the original that hated this game will automatically love it. Will literally give it a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. Because of the visuals. That's why I get pissed off with some of these people. They get pissed off with, oh, you changed this, you changed that. Why is the first level this? And I'm just like, grow the fuck up. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. But I guarantee you, if it had different visuals, like Live and Live, you'd be sucking its dick. But just because it's not what you wanted, you're talking shit about it. Again, going back, it's not a Final Fantasy VII Remake scenario. But you want to make it that way. Square Enix, you did good here. You did. You did good here. I highly recommend get this game. Highly recommend people talking about it more. And yes, does it have flaws? Every game does. Remember, we say, this is what we say when it comes to movies. There's never a perfect movie, but there's always a perfect sequel. Okay? And if we don't get Actraiser 2, I can understand, because Actraiser 2 doesn't have the simulation part, which is why it's not looked fondly today. Some people still like the game. You know, it's just that, and it is a hard game from what I've heard, but people just like the simulation stuff. That's what made the game stand out. You know, and it's true. That's what that's what made the franchise stand out. You know, and then all of a sudden they took that out, and it's just like now it's just a normal side-scrolling hard game, like, oh, I don't know, like Ghosts and Goblins. Wow, there's so many games like that that's around during the NES era, the Super Nintendo era. Come on, man, something new, something fresh. That's why people love the original Actraiser, because it was new and fresh. And then you did Actraiser 2 and you decided to do the same thing as every fucking other arcade game. So stupid. So fucking retarded. And the thing is, too, the original Actraiser, when you beat it, you can't play it as an arcade version, which is dope. And it is in the remaster also, which, again, is dope. I love that shit. You don't have to play the simulation once you beat the game. You can just go straight through it and play the fucking, archaic side of it. Because it is still archaic. It is. It's an archaic game with RPG stuff. And that's not a bad thing. Some people want to look at it and be like, no, don't say that. It is what it is. Stop being a bitch because you don't agree for what it actually is. So, I think that's it, guys. Anything else I probably could talk about with this game? From what I can think about, I think that's it. I think again going back, Actraiser is good. Highly recommend it. So I'm just waiting for Soul Blaze. Um, let's see, Illusion of Gaia, and um Terranigma to be remastered. Literally, if you do, I'll say this right now, Square Enix. If you do those games, but in the art style of Live a Live remaster, you got my money since day one. All right, you got my money since day one. Seriously, because the games that I mentioned are literally sequels to Actraiser. They're basically um successors to Actraiser, because there hasn't been a game that's like Actraiser, but there has been spiritual successors to Actraiser from the same company. And I love that they took the aspect of Actraiser and did it in different type of ways. Oh my god. I love that stuff. The developers were literally telling you, hey, you see this God simulation style? We could do it a whole bunch of different type of styles. I love that shit. That told so many gamers, so many video game companies that, hey, if you like this type of stuff, there's different type of styles. And we showed you it. We made those different type of styles. For example, Terranigma. I've heard nothing but praise with that game. Right? Because the game kind of does what Dragon Quest 7 does. Because what Dragon Quest 7 does, what it does is that when you go to a place and you unlock it, guess what? It shows in the map. Meaning that you're literally making the world itself while you're going through these places that you call dungeons, but you're just adding it to the world map. That is dope. That is fucking awesome. You could tell Dragon Quest 7 was paying homage to Actraiser and Soul Blaze, and especially Terranigma. Oh, good God. Shit like that, guys, that's how you know those games respect the original so much. And if you want to play a game that's kind of like Terranigma, but not really Terranigma, but feel like it is kind of like Terranigma, but slash Actraiser, play Dragon Quest 7. It came around, it's funny, Dragon Quest 7 came around the time some Final Fantasy 7 came out. And to me, Dragon Quest 7 is still better than Final Fantasy 7. And I'm talking about the originals. even though it was a remaster of Dragon Quest 7 is better than a remaster or reboot of fucking Final Fantasy 7 remake or Final Fantasy 7 remaster or whatever Square Enix wants to call it. It's definitely not a fucking... It's not a remaster. It's a fucking remake. I'll say that right now. Or sequel / remake. Yeah, that's really what it is. I didn't even promote it that way, so that's Square Enix's fault. That's what pisses the original people off that love the original Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because they were asking for that. They weren't even asking beat by beat. They were just asking, hey, do this, probably change a few stuff, but still keep it that core element. They didn't. You just didn't give a fuck. Right? At least the people that made Actraiser kept that core element with some of their games. And basically like, hey, if we can't make an Actraiser sequel, we can make spiritual successors and have different names for them, which worked. Maybe didn't sell the way that they wanted to, but over time, the company that made Actraiser became legendary, and that company is not even around anymore, man. It's sad. And the people that make Actraiser are nowhere to be found, except for the guy that made the composer. The guy that made the music. But the other two people are nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. That's scary. That's scary. But people, the hardcore players that are following this stuff have literally admitted to themselves that maybe they just don't want to be found. And you know what? I can't blame them. But at the same time, you made a game that everyone talks about now. You're a legend. And you don't want to show your face? Or even want to be like, hey guys, I made this. You don't have to make games anymore or anything like that. You could just be like, yeah, I did this, and this is what I thought about it. This is what I went through. You know, it's the same thing with the people. It's the same thing when people debate who made the original Castlevania. You know, they showed pictures of the guy that made Castlevania, but no one doesn't know if that's the original guy that did make Castlevania, or know that if that even is the guy to begin with. the guy that made Castlevania is nowhere to be found, and his franchise has been remastered and rebooted all the time sometimes. He's nowhere to be found. Isn't that crazy that he created something and then now it's being remastered and restocked and re-platformed in different platforms, and you know where to be found to be like, yo, give that check to me. You know? Who knows? Maybe they do. Maybe there's something that, these video game developers do that we don't see these developers that should be talked about. Maybe they do get the money from these games. It's just that they want to keep shut about it. Why? Because, well, they're getting all that money. Why the fuck should they show themselves? It's almost like rich people that you don't see in the background, but they control things, everything like puppets. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. But, I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you haven't played Actraiser, play it. Play it. And if you are a little bit skeptical of it, look at gameplays of Actraiser. And if it doesn't do it for you, then it doesn't do it for you. At first, when I looked at Actraiser, especially the original, it didn't really do it for me. But what intrigued me more was the god simulation part. The side-scrolling part really didn't intrigue me all that much, which is kind of funny. Because you got two spectrums of a lot of people from that fan base. You have people that love the platforming stuff and hate the simulation part, but other people love the simulation part and hate the side-scrolling stuff. Me, I like both, yes, and you can't have both without the other. But at the same time, if you're going to tell me that one doesn't work with the other, no, that's bullshit. Again, I just said you can't have one without the other. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's beautiful. They worked it well, And then they just evolved it more with Actraiser. I mean, with not Actraiser 2. They just evolved it more with was it Terranigma and Soul Blaze. I'm not gonna mention Illusion of Gaia, because Illusion of Gaia is not really opening the world, kinda like again, like Actraiser. It's more like there's still God elements and all that, and that game basically is kind of, it's more story-based of how the world is, basically, Which I like. Basically, that's what Illusion of Gaia really is. It's basically just more story upon with these other franchises, basically. Because the game really talks about Gaia, which is the true mama, which is the true, what we call God. For kind of like, you live on the fucking goddamn planet that's called Gaia, Tiamat. Her name is Tiamat, or planet Kai. It's not called Earth. I'll just say that right now. Those are the names that these fucking white people put. The original name for this planet is called Kai or Tiamat. Okay? Or Gaia. Okay? The other names for this planet is called Leviathan. I'm dead serious. You want to know? That's one of the reasons why I mention stuff like this, because that's why I love games like Actraiser. They make me think, and they make me talk about things that I probably want to talk about in this channel. That's why some people subscribe to me, because shit like this. So I think that's it. That's all I have to say. I'll see you guys later. I know I should have shut this video off a long time ago, but I just have to talk about Actraiser, my feelings about it, and all the stuff that I've been looking at with Actraiser. So, I'll see you guys later. Be safe. Play this game. Play it. It's not that expensive if you have the Switch, and it's definitely not that expensive if you have the PlayStation. And if you're still kind of iffy on it, don't worry. I'm going to do a play session with it probably next month, and I'll show you it, and I'll talk over it. And if you still like it, if you're still intrigued with it, cool, you should buy it. But if not, yeah, you can still watch my videos and be like, hey, I might not like the gameplay style or might not like what I'm seeing, but I'm enjoying what you're doing and I'm enjoying your commentary. I'm having fun here, So, great stuff, basically, And I know a lot of people love you. I know a lot of people love my commentary with some of the games that I do with the game commentaries, because I know when I do gameplay styles, a lot of people want me to commentate over it. So there's that. Give the people what they want, you know? So I'll see you guys later and be safe.